guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro, and creator of the popular program, How to Overachieve Without Overcommitting. And I gotta tell you, I am fired up here today because today we are gonna talk about an everyday success habit. And this is something that, quite frankly, for me, has become more of an approach and really a worldview as it relates to being successful and integrating it into my everyday success routine. All right, this comes from, and if you've seen me speak before, if you've heard me, maybe for our Facebook group or something like that, you've heard me talk about this, but if not, that's totally fine. This is a conversation around comfort zones. And this was something that was actually first brought to my attention, I want to say maybe 2 years ago now. It seems like it's been a little while. I saw it on LinkedIn and I forgot the guy's name. I apologize. It was something on LinkedIn. He had a diagram and it was kind of like there were circles. Okay, so the smaller circle was your comfort zone. And then there was a larger circle and that was your fear zone. And then there was even larger circle, and that was the learning zone. And then there was even a larger circle from there, that's called the growth zone. All right, comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, and then growth zone. Now, the point that he was making was that everybody starts off in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a conversation around being safe, in control, and usually it's not necessarily working to your best and highest good, okay? Because the thing about success and the thing about moving forward and being able to move forward without feeling like you're overcommitting yourself is to be able to do so in a way that's comfortable for you, but still expanding. Right? So a comfort zone, just staying in that comfort zone for a lot of success-oriented people isn't really the way to go because we know that we can do more. Here's the problem. As we come out of our comfort zone, we get into this fear zone. And this fear zone is really characterized by lack of confidence. We have a tendency to find excuses. We're affected by other people's opinions. And I actually did a presentation on this a while back it was a keynote for a group out in Florida. And I made the point that it was similar to if you've ever seen the movie Castaway, when Tom Hanks was on the island, he had to, in order for him to break free of the island, remember he was going out in the water, he first had to break free of the tidal wave, like the tides, because the waves were coming in and it was hard for him to get out. I don't know if you remember that. All right, if you think of the island as the comfort zone and the waves that we're trying to keep him in as the fear zone, then next is the learning zone. Okay, the learning zone, continuing with that Tom Hanks Castaway, is now he's actually out off the island, right, and into the water. He's looking for help. He's trying to get involved. The learning zone involves dealing with challenges or problems. The learning zone is where you acquire new skills. The learning zone is where you're extending your comfort zone. Brian, that's interesting because I thought your fear zone would be extending your comfort zone. No, the fear zone is something that needs to get through. The learning zone is something where you stay. The learning zone becomes the comfort zone because of the fact that you're familiar with it. Hopefully that's making sense. Okay, from there, then you have the growth zone. And what does that mean? Well, the growth zone simply is a conversation of finding purpose, living your dreams, setting new goals, right? Doing other things. So let me give you a real world example. So one of the things that I'm doing is I've always been in good shape and I feel like I still am in good shape. But I noticed I was feeling a little bit soft, just a little bit soft. I haven't been playing basketball as much as I want to. I was feeling a little bit soft. So I'm like, all right, I have this comfort zone of working out 2 or 3 times a week, of eating these types of foods, of doing these types of activities. All right, so now what I need to do is I want to be able to get to a point where I'm doing something else, right? So before I can get to that learning zone of trying to learn more and be more and deal with different things, I had to get past not so much a lack of self-confidence, really I'd have to get past that. I had to get past this idea, well, hold on, Brian, you're not overweight. Hold on, Brian, you don't have to do this. Hold on, Brian, you're fine. Negative self-talk. Right? It's coming across as a fear zone for me. So I had to be like, no, I need to push through that. I need to disengage the would-be tackler from my body and keep moving into that learning zone. Now what's going on? I'm exercising 3 or 4 times a week. I am doing different types of exercising. It turns out high intensity interval training is better than low steady state. Okay? Turns out that great example. I have a plant-based diet, right? And I was eating a lot of good things, and they were totally fine. Turns out, though, mixed nuts has a high caloric intake. You can't eat a lot of mixed nuts and necessarily get into better shape unless you're going to be running 50, mile marathons every day. So I had to cut that out a little bit. Didn't realize that. So my point is now I'm in the learning zone, and that learning zone of walking more, of exercising more, of changing my diet a little bit, that's become my comfort zone. Okay, and the everyday success habit for you is that when you incorporate this construct of comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, growth zone, how you approach success, that's why I'm saying it's a little bit of both. How you approach change, how you approach success, how you approach where you're trying to go changes. Because when you have things that don't work out, when you have things like, for example, I'm doing Facebook ads and we're having some challenges with that. That's the fear zone, right? I could very easily just lack self-confidence and turn right around and just be like, this is what I want to do. No, I'm going to keep pushing through that. Okay? So understand that when you're going out and when you're doing something different and when you're expanding and growing and moving, you will have a fear zone. It's natural. Keep moving. Keep going. Get through that. And if you do that on a consistent basis and that becomes an approach and a mindset, hence the term everyday success habit, you will be more successful as you move forward. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's something that you can see yourself doing. As always, feel free to like, share, or comment below. I respond personally to any comments and I'd love to hear your thoughts. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard saying so long, take care, and thanks so much for your time.